The thing that did happen this week, though, was Nintendo Direct. So, are you ready for my text dump?
I am.
So, it started with the Pokemon DLC trailer.
Anything actually groundbreaking revealed here, or just, it's coming, here you go?
Nah. They showed us some of the new Pokemon that are in it that we've already seen. So, they just showed more of the zones. And the fact that, you can wear the festival clothing for the teal mask, and then back to wearing a uniform for the Indigo Island. Sonic Superstars, which we already know about, is going to have local co-op, and the Chaos Emeralds are essentially Infinity Stones now. Like, each individual one has a power. Like, one of them summons a bunch of clones.
I'm not against the idea, that's fine, but, they've been around for so long, they need to change them up a little bit, I get that, but
yeah,
it's a bit low effort, isn't it?
Well, to a degree, but also, like, they've just been MacGuffins. Having them actually have different powers is neat, and it's weird that it hasn't come up until now.
I bet you it has in an obscure comic.
Oh, yeah, like, going back to the 90s, the grey one was the one that controlled the others.
If you say so, man.
There is a free-to-play farming game called Palia.
Okay.
It looks like something like Animal Crossing, but all humans.
So, none of the charm.
Yeah, pretty much. Persona 5 Tactica. We knew about this before from the Microsoft one, and since then you have revealed to me that they have revealed DLC.
Yeah, they said there's going to be DLC, and it's going to be the two extra characters, Akechi and Yoshizawa, which I think is rather scummy for obvious reasons.
Yep. Still kind of interested to see where it goes, but also, like you said in chat the other day, tired of them milking my baby.
Oh, I mean, I'm still going to play it because it's a tactics game, but Persona themed. That really does tickle my balls. But
yeah,
it's one of those where Switch is certainly not going to be the platform I play it on.
Yeah, I'd rather they fucking calm down. There's a thing called Myth Force. It's a first-person co-op Skyrim type thing, but the art style is based on like 90s, 80s Saturday morning cartoons.
Okay.
So it looks neat. We saw things happening that looked like, basically Skyrim hack and slash being first person. It'll be nice to see how it actually plays and how it actually reviews.
Yeah.
The next thing I've got is something Splatoon, before moving on to the new Detective Pikachu.
Okay, so before we're glossing over it, Splatoon does this thing where their seasons are you pick a team, that team coincides with something silly. This time it's favourite ice cream flavour. So I believe the teams are strawberry, chocolate and vanilla. So you pick a team and you represent that team. Whichever team gets the most points in the season, that's the favourite thing. That's what everyone decides is the best. There you go, that's the Splatoon thing.
Yep. And Detective Pikachu, it looks pretty well made. The movie I like. I didn't play the old Detective Pikachu.
I didn't know it was a real game, to be honest. I thought it was just something they made up for a movie. I don't know anything about the game, just like you.
I think it was on like the 3DS or something. But the next one had people actually going mental in chat while I was watching this live. The Super Mario RPG remake.
Yes, I'm excited for this. Do you know why?
Because you never got to play it because it was never released in the UK.
I didn't know it wasn't released in the UK. Regardless, my first console was the PlayStation 1, and it pretty much just evolved from there. So I would never have had the means to play this. I've sometimes been tempted to go back and play it, and I look at it, and it's not aged well.
Nah, it's one of those games where they tried to use SNES 3D, and it didn't go well. It may have been the last game that Square Enix did with Nintendo, because back then they were...
It was, because afterwards Nintendo fucked them on the PlayStation deal, so Sony made PlayStation. That's how the story goes.
Until then, they were basically the Rareware of RPGs. More or less second-party Nintendo. They had exclusivity, and they were really good buddies until they weren't. Except with Rare, they were bought rather than, choosing to leave.
Yeah, Sony got dicked over hard on that deal. If they didn't push through and release their own console as a result, they probably would have gone bankrupt. Well, at least the video game division.
Yeah, totally. And we got a mini teaser for something Super Princess Peach in 2024. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, the 3DS game, is getting a remaster in 2024.
See, this is the cynic in me, but it feels like we're going to get a lot of this going forward of 3DS, I'm using air quotes, remakes and remasters for the Switch, what with the 3DS store now gone.
Yes, and things generally from, it's now 2 console generations ago, being crushed down onto the Switch hardware. Just Dance, something, don't care. Silent Hope, it has 7 silent protagonists, and it's a roguelike with crafting, and the only person in the entire world that seems to be able to speak is a princess, who speaks to you with psychic powers while encased in a cocoon made of her own tears.
Fun!
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Rick, but I don't actually like roguelites or roguelikes. I've never actually determined which one is the correct pronunciation, because I've seen both on the Steam pages.
There's both. Roguelike is when it's very much like Rogue. Roguelite is when they take some mechanics and not others.
Sure. The only one I've liked is Hades, and I like it a lot. I guess Vampire Survivors is kind of a bit similar with the randomness.
Kind of. You've got the macro game. I think technically anything that has a macro game is roguelike, because to be true roguelike, you have to basically start from zero each time, apart from your knowledge.
Right. That being said, I think one of the reasons why I don't like them is because there is a shit zillion of them on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
Especially roguelike card builder games. They can fuck off.
Yeah. Splitting up a bit, we've got Fae Farm, Hot Wheels 2, Manic Mechanics, which is like Overcooked for cars. Then we get Dragon Quest Monsters, which looks like the actual evolution of Pokemon. Become a monster wrangler on the 1st of December.
Yeah, I might look into this a bit more closer to the time and look at actual trailers, because again, it's one of those where these directs are good at being like, this is the concept of some of the stuff that's coming out. If it tickles your balls, look at the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, these were pretty much trailers for a lot of these. Like this, the Dragon Quest Monsters one was as trailerish as it could be.
Okay, you know what I mean though. Look at the gameplay trailer when it comes out, the proper one that takes 5 minutes.
Pikmin 4 is out on 21st of July. And to celebrate, they released the first two games on the eShop as HD remasters. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection.
Don't you just love that? We're celebrating. Here, buy some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, Metal Gear?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, and the NES games.
Okay.
I think most people would probably say Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 are generally regarded as the best ones.
Maybe so, but I don't want to buy them again.
Yeah, sure. And you mentioned it in passing, but Vampire Survivors is getting a Switch version, along with couch co-op.
I am genuinely surprised. I shouldn't be that surprised, because by all accounts, it's not the easiest thing to port to the Switch, but it's still a bit surprising it's taken so long. But then again, they got it on the mobile first, which is, I suppose, is the better market.
Oh, definitely. I bought the DLCs on mobile rather than buying them on PC when they were released at the same time. The only reason I bought the PC version was because there were no plans to release the DLC on mobile until they did.
Yeah.
By the time the second DLC came around, they released them at the same time, so I was able to buy it once rather than twice. The couch co-op is apparently coming to all versions, except possibly the mobile phone, as you might expect. But like you say, the thing that is weird to me is that the Switch didn't get their port the same time that mobile did, because the Switch is essentially a not very good tablet from 2017. It wasn't good then in terms of tablet hardware, and that's basically the same infrastructure as a mobile phone chipset, so it shouldn't be that difficult to port from mobile to that.
I mean, I'm going to have to assume that it's more difficult than we know about, if only because I don't know the specifics. I really don't. I'm not going to pretend to, Also, it might not even be a case of the actual port being difficult so much as Nintendo being little bitches about how to split the money. And yeah, I don't mind taking shots at Nintendo. It is definitely punching up.
Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
This looks fun.
Yeah, it's an online pigeon rhythm action minigame fest. It's out on Halloween.
Weird release choice, but whatever. I'm looking forward to it. It does just look like a bit of fun.
Penny's Big Breakaway is the 3D exploration action game. It's made by the Sonic Mania team. It's coming out early 2024. I think this looks neat. I will be keeping my finger on the pulse. Then again, I also thought Yooka-Laylee looked neat and bought that. So my opinions are flawed. Star Ocean 2 is getting a remake. It's getting a hybrid thing of a 3D world. The original sprites are being upscaled, but still very obviously sprites. And the story scenes are getting like really high quality illustrations for a visual novel style. So hopefully that's fun. And then to shit on Headbangers, we get WarioWare on the 3rd of November.
Yeah, I skipped the last WarioWare game, so I'll be definitely looking at this one. WarioWare's always been fun. I did like the DS one quite a lot.
Another thank you, buy more, is Zelda and Ganondorf amiibos are here to thank us for enjoying Tears of the Kingdom. And the last one is Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which includes Peach and Daisy as playable characters, Elephant Mario, and Wonder Flowers that make things go fucky, like pipes becoming sentient.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's been too long since we've had a 2D Mario.
It looks like the new Super Mario Brothers for Wii U.
But yeah, someone actually released an interesting infographic, and that is 2D Mario games that came out during presidencies. 1 came out during George Bush, about 5 came out during Obama, none came out during Trump, and 1's now come out during Biden. So it's been at least 5 years.
Yeah, there were quite a few during Bush, I believe.
There was 1.
Was it only 1?
Yeah, it was the new Super Mario Bros. For the DS, so it would have been near the tail end of his presidency as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't really matter. It was just a funny infographic.
Yeah, I could have sworn there was more than that, but yeah, sure. Fair enough.
Especially seeing as the person posting it was just like, in case you need to judge how bad presidencies are, don't look at the political stuff, just look at how many Mario games came out.